absolutely believe in God. Let me tell you why. True story.
They say I act like my mother's son.
That's what they
Mount
said.
Vernon was the streets that I love to run.
Money
Found myself
earned.
on the wrong side of someone's gun.
That was tragic.
Breathing hard, but I made it.
Yep, damn right I believe in God.
Every time I try to get out the game, it's like somebody keeps pulling me back in. They don't want me to leave. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. I try to get out this game, it ain't easy. It's what they're telling me, but I don't know because this game is full of jealousy. I can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. I try to get out this game, it ain't easy. It's what they're telling me, but I don't know because this game is full of jealousy. Rap is dead, it's too late to restore its true state. MCs are too fake because truth's the new hate. Where nobody's rhymes are potent. For those whose eyes are open, can see the game is full of liars and these liar Cohens. Now that's an omen, that means a name sign. How they claim that they woke but sleep the same time. How they claim that they flow but they not impressive. How they claim rap evolved, they ain't no fossil records. But they push that, and so I push back and reminisce about the days when they made good rap. And the beats were fire, had to adjust the volume. Now you gotta mumble or sell a couple thousand. Yup, the game has changed, there ain't no standards. You gotta wear tight jeans and rock a man purse. But I'm killing them up in my street clothes. Second verse, watch, I'll drop a cheat code. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. I try to get out this game, it ain't easy. It's what they're telling me, but I don't know because this game is full of jealousy. I can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. I try to get out this game, it ain't easy. It's what they're telling me, but I don't know because this game is full of jealousy. And I don't mean to sound boastful, but when she sings, she make it sound so soulful. So I made an anthem for my corner vest. These verses ain't my single, they're just my warm-up sets. I praise Yahweh on a psaltery. I sacrifice, so don't think that you can alter me. Get a sacrifice, and I said all to me. Misunderstood, they speaking Paul to me. And switch my style from random gun lines to knowledge top with a slight sprinkle of punchlines. And I'm not ashamed, I tell them we don't care. Flow is tight like outfits that Migos wear. And you know that that isn't right. In the dark, what good is a hidden light? And the end is near, so we sent the fishes. And I speak the truth because I know the scriptures. The game needs me. I can't leave the game alone, y'all. The game needs me. They keep pulling me back in. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. I try to get out this game, it ain't easy. The game needs me. It really, really needs me.
Well, peace and blessings, family. Shalom, one and all. And welcome to another edition of Maccabeestv. It is your brother, Priest Danyaahla, representing Lions of Israel and Maccabeestv. Welcome to another edition of our show. Impromptu edition as usual. I think the impromptu videos have become kind of like the norm now. I do more impromptu videos than I actually do scheduled videos. You know, I move in the spirit. So whenever the spirit hits me, you know, I get it in. All right. You brothers and sisters already know the deal. If you are in my house, please interact with the video by hitting the like button or the dislike button. I shouldn't really have to ask because if you have been purging out that leaven out your system, then you should know that you're supposed to show your brother some love. I shouldn't have to tell you because all that leaven inside of you that keeps your finger from hitting that like button should already been purged out of you. And the minute that I go live, y'all should automatically be hitting that like button. And for you haters, you get the dislike button That's fine too. It all triggers the algorithm all the same. So let's go ahead and really quickly, let's see who is in the building on this Friday afternoon. Let's see. So, of course, Tommy Boy, like smash. That's right. There you go. Shalom to you. My sister Halima, shalom to you. I saw your Passover pictures, sister. All praises to the Most High. I think that's the first time I actually saw what you look like besides the headshot. So it was definitely good to see you and your Lord and your Passover pictures. All praises to the Most High for that. Warrior Lord, of course, shalom to you. Yosef ben Israel, shalom to you. Shield of Wisdom, shalom to you. Of course, the super mega moderator, Tamika One, everywhere all the time. Shalom to you, sis. I be wondering sometimes, do you get any sleep? Because you moderate a whole lot of YouTube pages, and you have a job and you're a mom and stuff like that. I don't know how much sleep you get, Mika. Whatever. Make sure you get some rest. Who else is in the building? Who else is in the building? Sister Karatazaya, shalom to you. Jonah Judah, my brother, shalom to you as well. Lisa Marty, shalom to you. Malek Zakwan, shalom to you. Bolo Jackson, Bolo, shalom to you as well. Still I rise a lot, shalom to you as well. And also peace and blessings and shalom to everybody that's looking at this video on Facebook as well. Like I said, okay, see Sisters of the Maccabees in the building. I see Sir Ari, Mr. Yahawada, shalom to you as well. I see everybody coming up in the building. Just a quick, like I said, impromptu afternoon video. I just wanted to share some stuff with you, brothers and sisters. As many of you brothers and sisters know, my camp kept the Feast of Unleavened Bread last week. So even tonight at sundown, our camp is ending the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So I kind of just wanted to talk about and build on those things a little bit as we come to the end of the physical Feast of Unleavened Bread. You brothers and sisters can see the title of the video. We should be, as people, unleavened year round. All year round, we should be unleavened. Okay? We should be constantly making sure that there's no leaven in us, which the New Testament tells us one form of leaven that's in many of us, and I say us, not y'all, us, is hypocrisy, right? And a form of hypocrisy is what the Pharisees would do. They would say and do not. They would tell the people to do things and do not. They would rebuke and be in the midst of the same sin that they were rebuking the people for. So we should be remained unleavened year round. Holy saints and apostles, shalom to you as well. But we'll get to that shortly. I do want to say a couple of things. I want to shout out one of the brothers that's in the academy. He's doing a great job. Brother Marshall. Hey, Brother Marshall bought 2 books to the Passover for me to read. Now, y'all know I love reading books. I love information. But you brothers and sisters know I got limited time. I want to shout out my man, Brother Marshall. All praises to the Most High. He bought me this book and gave it to me as a gift at the Passover, right? You guys can see the book, right? I'm trying to make sure you guys can see it. It's called Esau and Edom, The Hidden Identity of the Man of Sin by Dr. Danyaahla. All praises to the Most High. Masha, I appreciate the gift, right? That's awesome. All praises to the Most High. However, I didn't really do it the night of the Passover, but afterwards I opened the book up, and usually the first thing I do when I get a new book, man, is I see how long it is. Goodness gracious, brother, this book is almost 500 pages long. Where am I gonna find the time? I'm gonna skim through it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like a chapter or 2 a day, because this is a lot of reading, man. 500 pages. Even though the type in the book is kind of big, so I would say maybe in essence it's probably about maybe 350 to 400 pages, but that's still a lot. But nevertheless, I appreciate it, brother. I'm definitely gonna read. And this is an Israelite, by the way, brothers and sisters. So I'm trying to make sure you guys can actually see the book. So make sure y'all support that. It's called Esau, Edom, Rome. Esau, Edom, Rome, right? And the author is Dr. Danyaahla. The brother says it's an excellent read. So I'm going to take him at his word that it's a really good read. He also bought me another book. And this is a book that I definitely recommend to a lot of you brothers and sisters. The brother also gave me another book. The name of this book, some of you brothers and sisters may have it, some of you may not have it, all right? The name of the book is called The Biblical Basis for Modern Science. The Biblical Basis for Modern Science. This book right here is also 400 plus pages as well. So in essence, I have about 900 pages worth of a book to get through. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do my best to do it. You know, I'm going to do the best I can to get through those books, man. But brother, I want you to know I appreciate that. And we definitely need to have conversations concerning science. As I told brothers in the academy, there is a middle-aged sage. All right, he's a Jewish, so-called Jewish rabbi. I'm not sure if he was our people or Amalek. I'm not sure, but there's a statement that he made during the Middle Ages, and the statement goes something like this. The statement goes, there is no discrepancy between the Bible and real science. There's really no discrepancy between the Bible and real science. The discrepancy the Bible has is when we start getting into pseudosciences such as microevolution, right? So, got it backwards. Macro and micro, sometimes I get them twisted, right? One of them is real and one of them is not, okay? We'll have a conversation about that another time. So when we start getting into pseudosciences, that's when the Bible is in conflict, right? When you talk about man and apes having a common ancestor that was a hominid and all that stuff like that, that's when you get into what's called pseudoscience. But there is no difference between real science and the Bible. So the name of the book is called The Biblical Basis for Modern Science. Guys, you can get that book on Amazon as well. I went and looked it up. And you can get the book on Amazon really cheap. So you guys might want to invest in that, because as you guys know, from time to time, we get into conversations and conflict with the fake woke conscious community. Them dudes all believe in evolution and Darwin, so forth and so on. So we have to be able sometimes to address these topics head on and differentiate or highlight the difference between real science and fake science. Okay, so I just want to say that to you, brothers and sisters. All right, let's go ahead and let's move on. And let's have another conversation, brothers and sisters. Let's have another conversation. So, as I mentioned to you, you guys, that we had Passover last Friday at sundown. The video was here on Maccabeestv. I put up about a 10-minute clip a couple of days ago. Y'all could check it out. And we all know that, pursuant to the scriptures, you should not eat leavening or have leaven in your house for 7 days. Okay. This is what I want to say. I'm gonna tell you guys something real funny, right? So let me tell y'all what happened to me right before the Passover. So I showed up at the Passover, right? And you know, my two brothers who I love dearly, two of the captains inside the camp, they on the sideline having a conversation, right? And I don't know what they're talking about, but they laughing and looking at me. So I'm like, okay, what's these guys over here talking about, right? So I come over there to find out what's so funny, and both of them are laughing at me because let's keep it all the way a buck, right? COVID-19 got your brother priest Danyaahla in a spot of somewhat laziness. You know what I'm saying? The man who was going to the gym 5 and 6 times a week, man, done dropped down to like 2 or 3. So of course, you know what happens when you don't continue doing what you're doing, it kind of starts to show. So the brothers were mocking me because they're in great shape. They're in great shape, and I done fell off. So the captains let me know, and they laughed at me, right? You know, and all in good spirits, but they laughed at me. But I take stuff like that as motivation. And I made a pledge at Passover. I said, give me 60 days, and I'm going to be either in as good or better shape than both of y'all, and I'm older than y'all. Give me 60 days. So I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, my secret. I'm going to give y'all my secret sauce right now. I'm about to share it with y'all. Number 1, the scriptures mandate for us to take leavening out of our house for 7 days, right? You're not supposed to partake of any leaven, so forth and so on. It doesn't mean that you have to stop at 7 days. A lot of times that craving for leavening and everything, it's a mental thing. Like the first couple of days that you're on unleavened bread, you start craving things with leaven in it. You start realizing all the things that you normally eat in your diet that you can't have during the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and you have a craving for those things the first couple of days. But pursuant to scriptures, pursuant to the law, you cannot have it, so you don't. By the time you get to the seventh day, you have now surpassed that craving. A lot of times you're not even craving those things anymore. Why? Because what you had to do now, you had to find alternative foods to eat to replace the normal foods that you eat all the time, many of which are not good for us. You had to find replacement foods. So a lot of times when I talk, I say we. I don't say y'all, I say we. A lot of times when it comes time to, when we talk about cleaning up our diet and stuff like that, a lot of times brothers and sisters say, well, I can't give this up. I can't give that up. Yes, you can. The Feast of Unleavened Bread proves every year that yes, you can give up a lot of the foods that you normally eat that you know good and well are not good for you. You're forced to do it every year. So what I'm saying is that for myself personally, first of all, I already did my 7 days. I'm doing at least another 2 weeks. No leaven. That's my secret sauce. That's how I know that whatever they were looking at, that they saw that they was laughing at, is gonna be gone like in 2 weeks. I'm telling you. And the same should go for you, brothers and sisters. There's no better time than right now to change your diet. Whatever you've been doing for the last 7 days, try to go another 7 days. It's not going to kill you. All that stuff that has leaven in it that you had to put out of your diet for the last 7 days, you can do 7 more. And this is the perfect time. This is the new year to do a spring cleaning, clean your system out, get all that toxic and poison food that you eat, to get it out your system. This is the perfect time to do it. You've already been on unleavened bread for 7 days, many of you. Why must you stop? Like, you got some people, and I used to do this stuff too. You got some people, they looking at the clock. As soon as sundown come on the 7th day, you ready to go and have a daggone hamburger or something. Why? Why? We're in a time right now, especially with what's going on with this whole so-called pandemic, so forth and so on. This is a time where we all need to be being more healthy anyway. So the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread is a perfect springboard to springboard into a more healthy lifestyle. You have already proven to yourself, brothers and sisters, that you could do it. So I wanted to say that right now. Another thing I want to share with you, brothers and sisters, is remember, for those of y'all that watch faithfully, I told you that when I do videos, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to show you, brothers and sisters, what it is that I take as well. Any herbs, anything that I'm on, I'm going to show you, brothers and sisters, what it is that I'm taking. So in addition to me cutting out leaven for 7 days, I don't know if brothers and sisters notice, everybody should, right? That we all have parasites in our system. We all have parasites in our system on different levels. Depending on what you eat, your regular diet, you would probably some people have more than others, which contribute to a lot of health factors in our system that's wrong with us, right? So one of the things that I'm on right now, brothers and sisters, is this right here. I'm going to put it up by the screen so you brothers and sisters can see it. This is called bitter roots. Can y'all see that? It's called bitter roots, right? Come a little closer. You guys can see it. It's called bitter roots. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, what is in this, and I'm going to tell you where to get it. This is another one of my secrets that's going to help me achieve my goal in 60 days, and then we're going to see who's laughing then. Hold on a second. Let me share my screen for a second. Look at this. I'm going to share. Oops, nope. I'm going to share the entire screen. Okay. Boom. So some of the ingredients inside of this bitter roots that I'm drinking, and by the way, as you brothers and sisters already know, for Passover you eat bitter herbs, right? Right? You eat bitter herbs on the day of the Passover. Really, you should be having that stuff all the time, not just on the Passover Seder meal, but you should be introducing bitter herbs into your system all the time. Okay? And so I'm drinking something here called bitter roots, as I showed you, brothers and sisters. And I'm going to go down really quickly some of the ingredients that are inside this bitter roots that I'm taking that will definitely help you get rid of a lot of the parasites that you have in your system until you can work your way up to a parasite cleanse. The parasite cleanse that we talk about in the Healthy Hebrews group on Facebook is a 14-day parasite cleanse. And if I'm going to be 100% transparent with you, brothers and sisters, as much as I take herbs myself, I didn't make it 14 days. And I don't know a lot of people who have, but some people are able to make it for 7. Some brothers and sisters do 10. Some brothers and sisters do, 8, whatever like that. It's good to take that parasite cleanse, but it is a difficult cleanse. But in the meantime, until you can build yourself up to actually doing the 14-day parasite cleanse, this particular bitter roots that I'm drinking right here definitely will kill some of the parasites in your system and get them out. So some of the ingredients that we have in this bitter roots thing right here is wormwood. Now, you brothers and sisters know wormwood is written in the scriptures, right? Some of the benefits of wormwood is it supports liver and gallbladder functions, right? Reduces blood, regulates blood circulation. Blood circulation is a big problem, especially with the brothers. Like I always say, a lot of brothers are suffering from erectile dysfunction. Your blood is not properly circulating. You are a prime candidate for a stroke or a heart attack when you have erectile dysfunction. Wormwood definitely is definitely a herb that assists in that. Okay, a good source of antioxidant, helps healing skin wounds. All right, helps regulate stomach digestion. It's good for intestinal spasms. Let's see. Okay, 10 strengthens the immune system. That's very important in these COVID days, right? You want to help strengthen your immune system so you be less susceptible to this thing that's going on, right? I shouldn't have said that word. Anyway, another herb inside this bitter herbs thing is golden seal, brothers and sisters. Golden seal in and of itself by itself is very, very expensive. And the reason why it's very expensive is because it is very popular and it has a lot of medicinal properties that can help you. Like, for instance, if you have sinus conditions, healing your skin, parasitic problems, that's what I just spoke about, allergy prevention, detoxifies your body, bowel irregularities. Some brothers and sisters, I know Sister Malika tells me she gets phone calls from brothers and sisters that say that sometimes you haven't gone to the bathroom like in almost 5-6 days. If that's you, brothers and sisters, that's not normal. You practically on your way to the coroner's office if you're not going to the bathroom on a regular. You're supposed to go to the bathroom at least once a day. If 3 or 4 days go and you did not go to the bathroom to relieve yourself, and you brothers and sisters know what I'm talking about, you need to get up on some type of cleanse or flush immediately. That's not normal. Okay. Anti-inflammatory properties, antiviral activity, boosts your appetite, reduces fever. Okay, let's move on. Pau de arco, okay, anti-inflammatory, inhibits Candida albicans, right? Candida albicans, you know what I'm saying? Prevention during cold and flu season, effective blood purifier, stimulates production of red blood cells, et cetera, antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-tumoral effects, so forth and so on, right? Another bitter herb that's inside this drink is something called Elecampane. It boosts your immune system, right? Rich in diuretic properties, helps to improve the health of the digestive system, helps to ease symptoms of bronchitis and asthma, stimulates metabolism, so forth and so on. Okay. Another root that's inside this bitter herb mix right here is called dandelion. Where I'm from, you see dandelions everywhere. They grow wild everywhere. Dandelion is good for helping fight inflammation, reduce cholesterol, blood pressure, promotes healthy liver, helps aid in weight loss, so forth and so on. And another one is called bearberry or uva ursi. Okay, that's another bitter root that's in this. Okay, and you guys can see what it does right here. Liver toxicity it helps with, carcinogenic effects, stomach irritation, sleeplessness, stomach upset, etc., etc. We are in the perfect season, as I mentioned before, having cut out all of the different leavening agents out of our diet for the last 7 days. Before you brothers and sisters go back and introduce all that stuff right back into your system has had a chance a lot of times, if you're going to the bathroom on a regular basis, to eliminate a lot of the stuff that was in you packed up for the last year. The Most High is beautiful. The Most High is the best of scientists. Every year he forces all of us, all of Israel, to go on a 7-day diet, forced, and gives your system a chance to reset itself every year. All praise to the Most High. And what I'm saying is that while we're on this, before we just run out and go back to introduce everything into our system, this is the perfect time to continue that. There's no reason, it's not a law, So don't get it wrong. But there's no reason for anybody to be running right back to all the stuff that you already did without for 7 days. Try and do 7 more. Try. That's what I'm going to do. Try and flush some of the stuff out your system. Take bitter herbs, etc., etc. You should be trying to do these things, not just you, your husband, your wife, your children, your mama, your grandma, your auntie, everybody. Just my advice. Just my advice. Okay. So as I mentioned, I'm drinking this bitter roots herb. And the place that, if any, a lot of times when I do these videos, people come up underneath and they ask, well, where do you get the herbs from? Where do I get this drink from? Whatever. And so this is the place that it's gotten from, right? This is Grassroot Botanicals, grassrootbotanicals.com, right? And when you come down here, this is it right here. This is it right here. You guys can see it right here. This is it right here. Okay. The website is grassrootbotanicals.com. Now, what I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, too, when you come to this website, is another problem that I encounter all the time. When you come to the website, at the bottom, it tells you what the roots do, what's in it, and how to take it. It's all here on the website. It's all here. So there's no reason why you should, you know what I'm saying, after you get it, you call and you be like, well, you don't know what to do. It's here on the website, brothers and sisters. This is very, very, very good. Okay. This definitely will assist you in a lot of the problems that you brothers and sisters, like I say, I get the calls all the time about stuff that brothers and sisters is going through. And, this is the perfect time to address a lot of those problems. And as you can see, the website is inside of the chat. So you guys can see it. I'm just getting rid of some of these windows. Okay. Another thing, brothers and sisters as well. Here's another thing I want to talk about. I'm mainly going to talk to you brothers, but you sisters too. In addition to having a better diet, in addition to doing flushes and taking herbs, brothers and sisters, exercise is extremely important. This is the perfect time of year, if you are not already exercising on a regular basis, to start exercising. For instance, if you live someplace where everything is far away from you and you have to drive all the time, why don't you just go for walks? Start off with just going for walks. Walk your neighborhood. Walk a couple of blocks. Circle a block maybe 3 or 4 times and walk. And get your blood to circulating before you actually get into the hardcore working out. Because the hardcore working out sometimes is not for everybody, and some people physically can't do it. But we need to be active. I know some of us that drive all the time, we get so comfortable with driving that we don't even exercise at all. You go to work, you're sitting down in a chair for 8 hours. You get in your car, you're sitting down on your drive home, and you go home and you're sitting on the couch. Your blood is not circulating and your body is pretty much deteriorating and going into atrophy because you're not using a lot of your muscles. This is the perfect time of year to do those things as well. Now, I want to say to the brothers real quick, I just want to say like 1 or 2 more things, and then I'm going to move on. To the brothers, in addition to everything I said, for some of you brothers that's dealing with erectile dysfunction and stuff like that, because that's a big thing that a lot of brothers come and say that they have. When you go to the gym, you need to do leg exercises. Let me share my screen. I shared this last year, and I'm going to share it again. You need to do leg exercises. Get from under the bench press all the time and start doing leg exercises as well. Okay? It's very, very good for your blood circulation in your lower extremities. I'm going to tell you brothers straight. Okay? So this is me about a year ago at the gym, and that's about 800 pounds on the leg press. I could do pretty much 1,000 pounds. Okay? And I find that doing squatting and leg press and lunges, so forth and so on, is very, very, very good to get the blood circulating in addition to everything else. It's very, very important. Okay? Show y'all. So that's 8 plates on each side, or is it 9? I forget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's like 9. It's 8 or 9. Yeah, that's about 800 pounds. Like I said, I could do about 1,000. On a really good day when I'm not tired. And when you go to the top, you don't lock out. I stop right before I lock out at the top and come right back down, right? And what you brothers and sisters will find when you exercising is that you'll notice that you feel better afterwards. In addition to the herbs and everything, it's a whole lifestyle change. And the point I'm trying to make, brothers and sisters, and I know I went into a lot of stuff. The point I'm trying to make is that at this time of year that we're in, we all need to make some changes. We all need to make some changes. You know, Alexa Kwan said, "Nah, yeah, yeah, we all need to make some changes. You know, physically as well as spiritually. Okay, so I just wanted to say that real quick. Yeah, so let me go ahead and just close some of these windows. I appreciate that, man. So overall, hopefully everybody is doing well. All praises to the Most High. Um, uh, okay, it's right above you, Mashaba Bunjuda. Right above you, you see the website that says Grassroot Botanical. You see the links right above you. Sisters of the Maccabees. You could put it one more time. I'll put it too. One second. Yeah. Real quick. Let's do it this way. All right. Okay. All right, Mashaba. I just put it. You should see it momentarily. All right. There it is. All right. I just put it. You should see it momentarily. Okay. All right, family. So, thanks for listening to all that. I think that stuff is very important. So I'm challenging all of us to do better when it comes to our health. Like, let's not just run back and continue the same things that we were doing, man. Let's all try to do better with our health, especially in this day and time. The last place that you want to go to is a hospital in this day and time. You know what I'm saying? If you could help it, Now, I do want to say just a couple of things real quick before I get out here. I abad shalom to you. Reg, I saw you in here. Shalom to you too earlier. I just want to say a couple of things to you, brothers and sisters, if I could. What I want to say is this. We say the Lord's Prayer all the time, right? Everybody says the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Or sometimes we say, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. And what I want to say is this. We have to be balanced. We have to be balanced. When you read the scriptures, one of the things that Yahushua told the scribes and the Pharisees, one of the things that they lacked was mercy. They didn't have mercy. They didn't have any mercy. Sometimes we all get offended when those of us that are law keepers, that believe in keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, sometimes we get offended when people call us Pharisees, which it's a stupid term, really, because the people that really, really, really were pushing the laws that was in the temple were the Sadducees. They were the priests. So it's kind of a dumb thing, but it just took off because it started with one unlearned person, and then a whole bunch of other unlearned people started repeating it because they're stupid. Nevertheless, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, as Christ said, the scribes, they didn't have no mercy. And what I want to say to brothers and sisters is that we are in the midst of not just one, but quite a few things that are going on in the nation that are troubling, and it's troubling all of us, right? But at the end of the day, we have to remember that we also have to, after we get everything out on the table, after judgment is served, whatever judgment is going to be, I'm not involved in that portion, whatever judgment is going to be, we must also remember that we also should be merciful as well. We have to be balanced as well. And what I'm picking up in Israel over the last couple of days, from my observation, is everybody um, is in judgment phase, but nobody really wants to talk about mercy. When mercy starts being brought up, people don't want to hear it. We have to have mercy, man. The Most High had mercy on Israel. Remember that. The Most High had mercy on Israel, and we went all the way off. Real quick, let me go ahead and share my screen real quick, if I could. This is what Hamashiach told the Pharisees. That's what he said. This is what he said. This is Matthew 23, verse 23, right? It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law." What are the weightier matters of the law? Judgment. So I'm in agreement that when things go wrong, there's supposed to be a judgment, right? So we saw what happened in Israel over the last couple of days, and everybody's calling down for judgment, 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 judgment. I agree. But guess what one of the other weightier matters of the law is? Mercy. Mercy. Right? So the Pharisees would rest judgment because what they were able to be bribed by people, right? People could buy them off, and they would judge matters not according to the law, but according to being bribed, right? But when it came to somebody that couldn't buy them off, they had no mercy on that person. There was no balance with them. We have to be balanced in everything that we do, brothers and sisters. And what I'm saying is, yes, there needs to be judgment. I hear everybody loud and clear, judgment, judgment, judgment. There has to be a judgment. There has to be a judgment. I hear that. And then after the judgment, there needs to be mercy. People have to have a way back, right? They have to have a way back. Because at some point, one of us may transgress, and we're going to want to be able to have a way back too. So I'm just saying that these are things that we have to examine ourselves, right? And make sure that we don't roll in the spirit of the Pharisees, where we just want to judge every matter and we don't want to have no mercy. That's all I'm going to say on the matter, right? I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and I asked them, I said, okay, you're telling me what needs to be done. This needs to be done. That needs to be done. This needs to be brought out. This needs to happen, whatever, whatever. Okay. Once all that happens, then what? Then what? What do we do after? After the judgment, then what? Do we also provide a way back? Do we also provide a way for people to be restored to the position that they once had? Do we do that? That's a question. Solomon went the hell off. Did he not in his old age? Yet in the scriptures, for the most part, when we read about Solomon, we read about his greatness. We read sometimes about him going off, but we read about his greatness. David went off too. Peter denied Christ 3 times. We have many, many, many instances in the scriptures where men of the Lord did things that were way off. No question. And there should be a judgment. But Yahushua also spoke about mercy. And I'm a big believer in that. Right. Right, Yirmiyahu, you're right. And that's just where I'm going to leave it. Like, I'm looking at my comment boards of the last video I did, and I'm seeing like a lot of back and forth, and I'm letting y'all live. I'm letting y'all rock. I'm not really saying anything. I had to block a few people because, people come on the board with niggerism. I already done told y'all I have zero tolerance for that. But overall, I'm allowing everybody to express their opinion one way or another on the comment board. I'm not saying anything. I'm just sitting back and observing everything. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, there has to be a level of, at some point, I believe, and that's why the Most High don't set everybody up to be judges, because some of us would just judge with zero mercy, man. And you got to have mercy sometimes, because the funny thing is that when it comes time, I'll use myself. When it comes time for me to be judged, I'm gonna want some mercy. So I have to extend that to my brother. It doesn't excuse anything that we saw. It doesn't mean that judgment shouldn't come down, but you have to be able to come back from things too. And that's a conversation that's not being had. Everybody's saying what should happen, what should happen. Okay, and how do these brothers come back from it? Where's that conversation? I'm just saying. And a lot of people may not like what I'm saying. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, right. Um, you gotta, okay, somebody asked what about repentance, right? You gotta judge the matter, look at the video, and decide for yourself whether you feel like there was repentance there. I agree that there needs to be repentance. You know what I'm saying? You got to judge the matter for yourself. Some people are saying that brothers did repent, and some people are saying that they repented, but then it wasn't sufficient. Listen, Most High judges that. Most High has to judge that, whether the repentance was sufficient or not. You know what I'm saying? Most High has to judge that matter, not me. But there still has to be a way back. There has to be a way back. We cannot take brothers, especially young brothers, and just toss them away. And that's it. Well, I mean, you brothers and sisters have to be the judge on, like I said, I'm seeing a lot of people saying what you're saying. You're going to be the judge on whether or not you accept the apology or not. That's between um, each and every one of you and them. Okay. But again, at some point, there has to be a way back. There has to be a way back. Well, Jamal, that's a good question. You said, isn't confessing repentance? That's a question you have to ask. You got to ask your fellow Israelites on the comment board. That's the thing. See, what I'm gonna do next week, man, is I'm probably at some point next week, I might do a call-in show and allow you brothers and sisters to call in, because a lot of people, because we didn't do the show together, a lot of people called me afterwards and were upset because they wanted to um, call in and they wanted to say what they wanted to say that day, and it didn't happen, right? Um, I might do a call-in show next week or whatever like that, and allow people to call in. You see what I'm saying? But I'm telling y'all, we cannot wallow in this thing forever. At some point, we're going to have to move on and talk about more. We're still in the midst of prophecy and everything going on, family. There's a lot of things going on that we need to talk about. Yes, we need to deal with stuff in-house in Israel, yes. But we can't wallow in this thing for a whole year. Like, how long are we going to go in circles about it on social media before we um, in essence, move on? The matter is now in the hand of elders. The matter is in the hand of elders. You heard it there. The matter is in the hand of their elders. Let's see what the elders do. Let's see what the elders do, right? Me as a big brother, whatever like that, I did what I could on my end, right? But now the matter is in the hand of elders, right? Those elders reached out to me too, because they had an issue with something I said. I'm trying to get back in touch with them, but they're not answering the phone. But they reached out to me too. They got a little upset because I said something. But in this Israelite thing, everybody's sensitive, man. Everybody is sensitive. I don't get it. Anyway, see, even as I look at the comment board, some people are saying that the apology was sufficient for them, and others are saying that it wasn't. You brothers and sisters are going to have to be the ultimate judges on that. Each one of you individually. You're going to have to judge that matter on your own. I can't, you know. Yeah. I you know, yeah, I don't at this point it's in the hand of the elders, like I said, you know. And I don't know how the matter is going to be handled. I know it's going to be handled privately. Will the elders come forth and say what happened? I don't know. I can't really answer any of that stuff right now. But I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, what I want to see, because this is what a lot of you brothers don't understand. I've been around for a little while, and I'm just going to speak in generalities, and I'm not going to be specific. There have been, over my almost 30 years in Israel, there have been a lot of people that have done a lot of things, and many of them have been able to come back from those things that they did. I'm speaking straight facts to y'all, because I know there have been a lot of people over the years that have done a lot of things, and they have been able to come back from them things, and they are in front of you teaching today. I know. Not asking you, I know. And that's why I'm saying, if these brothers could come back from some of the stuff that they've done in the past, before there was an internet, before there was social media where you just everything is filmed, then these brothers deserve to have a way back too. That's why I stand where I stand, because I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Just that those things back then weren't recorded, and some brothers that are doing things right now that aren't recorded, and sitting in front of you teaching. I'm just saying, appearing before you like white as sepulchres and full of dead men's bones. I'm telling you. Hey, Warrior Lord, I hear you. Um, like I said, how they judge the matter, publicly, privately, it's not up to me, right? It's not up to me. If you guys have questions, you know how to reach them brothers. Their Facebook page is there. The elders, you know how to get in touch with them. You got to go over there and ask them. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, brothers. You know, you got to ask over there and ask them. I don't know what, but see, again, like I said, okay, let's say that they judge the matter publicly. Okay, cool. Then what? Then what? They judge the matter publicly. Okay, let's say hypothetically, and you know, address those brothers publicly, so forth and so on. Then what? Will those of you that are angry, will that satisfy you? And then will you be open to these brothers having a way to come back and be restored in the positions that they had? Would that satisfy some of you if that happened? I don't know. That's what I want to know. Warrior Lord, you said people are losing respect for the Masharah. Israelites don't respect each other anyway. It's not just the Masharah. You got camps at each other's throat that don't respect each other either, man. Everybody is taking shots and swipes at everybody. Sometimes it's overt, sometimes it's subliminal. You can read between the lines, right? That's happening all over the place. Israelites don't respect other Israelites. That's just what it is. It's deeper than just this one incident. Just look around. Just look around. And you could tell when somebody doesn't have respect for somebody else. You know why? Because if I respect you, when I see something wrong, I'm going to come and I'm going to tell you about it. Before I try to embarrass you, I'll come to you first. That's what I'm going to do. If I got real love for you, the last thing I want to do is embarrass you. So I'm gonna come to you as a brother and be like A, B, C, and D. That's real. That's real as far as brotherhood is concerned. Because maybe if you go to a brother, he can fix the situation before it becomes a mess. You understand what I'm saying? And I do that across camp borders. I keep a cordial relationship with 90% of camps. Some men are just unreasonable, so I don't. But for the most part, I keep a cordial relationship with most camps. Why? So that if and when situations go down, I can make a phone call and we can have an amicable conversation. But for the most part, like I said, Israelites really don't respect each other for the most part, right? And in many regards, a lot of Israelites are in competition with each other too. I see it. You can sit. I stand on the sidelines and I watch, and I see it. If everybody just stayed in their own lane and did the work, we'd be much better off as a nation. We would, you know, we'd be much better off, you know. Uh, but a lot of times we sit and watch, and we, oh, why is this camp getting so many members, and why is this camp over here doing this, and why did this person, why these, whatever, you're just sitting down watching what everybody else is, and just instead of just staying in your lane and doing you and allowing your light to shine in whatever way your light can shine. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Don't worry about the next person. You see what I'm saying? Most High has your path. Just stay on it. And that's when you're going to be the most successful and you're going to garner the most respect. You try to be things that you're not and try to glorify yourself in positions that's not for you, that wasn't made for you. The Most High said you're going to become a base, man, and in front of everybody too. That's the thing. All right. So, this whole thing about respecting the Israelite community, and see, it's sad because what happens is that not only is it embarrassing in general, but like I said, when it ends up on Sonetta's platform, that's bad. Then of course, the devil himself, Mark Reiser, put the shit on his channel. See, they get entertainment, and they're happy when they see things bad happen to this movement. They're happy about it. You see? And sometimes we give them a lot to talk about. So, like I said, as we're coming, out of this Feast of Unleavened Bread, at least for our campus, some of you camps haven't kept it yet. You're going to keep it. But the principle is the same, whether you already kept the Passover or you're going to keep it. The principle is the same. And that principle is that keep yourself unleavened all year round as much as you can. Try to live the scriptures, not just talk about the scriptures on Saturday at camp or Sabbath class, whatever, but be the Bible, walk the Bible, be a walking Bible. You will gain more fruit from the world coming into this truth just by how you walk. Sometimes people just observing the way that you interact and how you deal, whatever like that, will cause people to ask you questions. I've told y'all many times, certain jobs that I've worked at, just how I carry myself, and I just stand out from everybody else. I'm not trying to be better than everybody else I work with. I just stand out because certain things I just don't do that everybody else do. And it catches the attention of like management and everything right away. Like, this guy is different. You see what I'm saying? And so people begin to ask questions like, why aren't you like them? Like, why aren't you like the herd? You got to walk this thing and live it all the time. Like I say, man, you'd be surprised, especially those of you brothers and sisters that have YouTube ministries, you would be surprised how many times that people recognize you in the streets and don't say nothing because they're watching you to see if you the same person in person or you in the midst of some folly, but then you getting on YouTube, whatever, talking about you teaching the Bible. Sometimes people recognize you, and some people will recognize you and walk up on you. And sometimes people will recognize you and step back and be like, let me watch this person, see what they're about. And they won't even say nothing to you. And they recognize you from YouTube and the street ministry and the ministry and everything. So you have to be living this thing 24 hours, 365 to the best of our ability. That's the mandate. That's the point. And don't worry about what other people are doing or other people are saying. Don't worry about none of that stuff. Just worry about yourself and the people in your proximity. If you're a part of a congregation, make sure that you and your congregation are doing everything according to scriptures and upholding things according to scriptures. And if things happen where sometimes things go wrong, what I'm saying, you fix it and you move on. A couple of years ago, I remember, I'll say it now, I remember that my camp, like people were saying a whole bunch of things about my camp a couple of years ago because we went to the event in Harlem with Sonetta and we got into it with them guys, right? We got into it with them guys and Israel was on the internet just saying, everything, right? I had to eat that. I had to eat that because it did look out of order. It did. Went crazy. You know what I'm saying? We had to eat that. We had to humble ourselves and be like, damn. We didn't come out and say, whatever. It was like, you know what? Israel was like, that wasn't a good look. We didn't carry ourselves the right way, so forth and so on. And we had to eat that. So what happens? You eat it and you come back better. That's it. You take it like a man and you come back better. That's it. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me see. I know y'all over here doing me dirty. Let me just double check, man. Let me see how dirty you guys are doing me. Oh, this is ridiculous. Yeah. You brothers and sisters need to hit that like button. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. Okay, let me I want to say something real quick to something you just said, Warrior Lord. And I'm going to be honest with you, right? I'm going to be very honest with you. And I had a conversation with another Israelite leader this week, and he kind of said the same thing I'm saying. There's a reason why I keep my camp small. We have had a lot of people that have come and asked to be a part of our camp, and we have a code of ethics that we hand them. A lot of times the code of ethics alone makes people be like, you know what, that's too much. I'm not, I'm good, right? But we've had a lot of people come and we kind of have turned them away because it wasn't a good fit. There is a benefit and a drawback to having a large congregation. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. The benefit is you have a lot of gifted people, a lot of talent, you have a lot of hands on deck. You can get a lot more done when you have a large congregation, right? When you have a global congregation, you get a lot of stuff done. But on the converse side, on the flip side, when you have a very large organization, you as a leader do not know everybody in your organization. It's just too many people. It's just too many people. And what I'm saying to you, Warrior Lord, is unfortunately, me personally, you cannot lay, anytime something happens in a camp that's a larger camp, an incident happen, it's bound to happen. The more people that you have in your camp is the more likely that there's bound to be incidents at times. And sometimes these incidents will go public. I don't believe that incidents in a large camp, especially camps that are global, if something happens in one particular branch of the congregation, is a reflection of the congregation itself all the time. I don't believe that. It is almost impossible for you, if you have 5,000 and 10,000 members, to know everybody individually. It's practically impossible. And sometimes you have people coming into these organizations and you really don't know them like that. You try to put them through a vetting process, but sometimes people could slip through the cracks like they could anywhere else. And so we have to keep things in perspective. Incidents will happen when you have a large congregation. It's inevitable. Now, if incidents happen all the time, then you got to really look at the organization like something is wrong. But isolated incidents are going to happen. They're going to happen, which is one of the reasons why we try to keep our congregation as controlled as we can, which is why I don't have a lot of members, not because I can't, but I want to have some level of control and some level of a relationship with everybody that's in our camp to the best of my ability. And because I'm always working and I'm working 2 jobs and everything, if I was to have 500 people in the congregation, right, I'm not going to have time to have a relationship with everybody. And then somebody going to slip through the cracks. We have a whole 6-month program that brothers got to go through the whole 9, but somebody going to slip through the cracks, which is why I personally choose to keep the congregation small. It's growing, but it's still small. That's on purpose. Some congregations, they want to become large and they want to have a large congregation, and that's fine too. But it opens you up and makes you susceptible to things possibly happening. Now, as long as these incidents are isolated, I don't necessarily blame whole organizations sometimes when isolated incidents happen in them, especially if they have a big congregation. Things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. Things happen in the church all the time. You have congregations like TD Jakes and everything. They have incidents in their churches all the time, whole fights and all that in their congregation all the time. Locking doors so members can't leave, you know what I'm saying, while they're collecting money and tithes, all types of crazy stuff that happen in these super duper large churches. But the Christians will tell you in a minute, well, that incident is not reflective of the whole organization. Exactly. So we as Israelites have to have that same mentality. You cannot take incidences and make it reflective of the whole thing. It's just not, it's not the case. Now, I know most Israelites, y'all do that. You do that. We take the isolate. How often do these things, the things that everybody's talking about in Israel, how often do they really happen? Have there been people in the Israelite community that have been killed? Yes, but how often? When you think about the sheer magnitude of this movement, how often does it happen? It's isolated. It's rare. It almost never happens. That's why when one incident does happen, it gets magnified on the level it does, because it almost never happens. So we have to really, and this is why I always say, man, everybody's not set up to judge matters, because you can't judge matters with your feelings or any of that. And I was having this conversation with the brothers the day after the Passover. We had like our members meeting in the camp. That was one of the conversations that we had. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I'm gonna tell especially you brothers that are leaders, that are counselors and stuff like that. You got to know when to even recuse yourself from certain matters, because you're not supposed to judge matters with your feelings or your emotions or nothing. You're supposed to judge matters based on the merits, the facts, and the laws. That's it. The merits, the facts of the situation, and you go to the law and see what the law says. That's how you judge a matter. You got to remove yourself from your feelings. And if you can't, then you shouldn't be sitting in judgment of particular matters. I have had to recuse myself sometimes from judging matters myself because I feel a certain way about it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be impartial. So let me remove myself. All right, what y'all want to talk about before I go? Okay, so Tribe of Judah, what I'm gonna do for you, bro, is I'm gonna go ahead and block you, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm blocking you, because you're not coming here in the spirit of good faith. You're not here to have a real conversation. You here to this is what I be trying to tell you people, man. Some of you are not really here to have a real conversation. Some of you just coming here to be, throw a Molotov cocktail in the middle of a crowd and just cause confusion and chaos. You could do that somewhere else. You can do that somewhere else. This is not a situation where we need to be calling somebody out of their name. If you have a problem with the situation and you talk about the situation, I have given y'all an open forum. The last video is open and people are there giving all their opinions, right? Everybody's there giving all their opinions, and I'm allowing it to happen. But you're not going to come on here and be disrespectful and talk about anything outside of what's going on and make it personal. Because number one, you don't have a profile picture. Number two, I went to your page and you have nothing going on over there. So then you're not fit to call somebody outside their name if you got no works. Sorry, not over here. Not over here. If you're going to be critical, when I click on your page, you need to have some works. You need to show me how it's being done. I'm about tired of all you dudes that got something to say, and I click on your page. You should be like, you should your conscience should say to yourself, you know what? Let me not leave no stupid comment on nobody's page, because I know damn well if they check over here, they ain't gonna see nothing. I got nothing going on over here. But some of you dudes are so freaking stupid. You got nothing going on your page, but you talking about what somebody else is doing. Well, what you doing? Put some videos up. Let's see what you doing. A Negro like that didn't purge no leaven out your spirit. You still got leaven in your spirit to come here and call somebody. And you didn't call me out my name, but nevertheless, you call somebody else out their name. You still got leaven in you. So the Feast of Unleavened Bread didn't do nothing for you. I know Yawana asked if the extended version of Second Esdras is part of our records. That's up for debate. I say no. But if anybody believes that they are, what is it? It's supposed to be like 70 lost verses of Second Esdras or something like that. If anybody says yes, you guys can feel free to inbox me the information and show me. But in my research, I say no. Just like certain verses in the Septuagint also are not our original records either. And that's where that whole thing about Job being an Edomite comes from. Some additional verses in the Septuagint. That's where it comes from. So no, I don't accept those as our records at all. And I'm gonna tell you, like my elders told me, the best wisdom is I got two great pieces of advice from Elder Mashah, which was like the top elder back in the days. I got two great pieces of advice. One was how to deal with women, and the second was about the Bible itself. We're gonna talk about the Bible itself right now. He basically, when we as young men would ask him about these different records, because as we were coming up in the truth, we would come across books like the Pseudepigrapha, right? The lost books of the Bible, this book, that book, whatever like that. And we would ask, Mashah about these books, like, are these our records or not? And he just gave us a very simple answer that I still live by today. And that is that he doesn't want me talking to him about any of these other books unless I can break down all the books of the Bible we have already first. If I can't break down all the books of the Bible that we already have, don't worry about them other books. That was some of the best advice I ever got. Because it keeps you from getting jammed up. Now, granted, am I going to sit here and lie to you guys and tell y'all that I haven't looked at the Pseudepigrapha? I haven't looked at some of these books that are around? Yes, I have. And when you read these books absolutely contradict the scriptures that we already have. 100% contradicted. It's like putting a round piece into a square hole. Doesn't fit. It doesn't fit, right? Like the books like the Book of Infancy and the Book of Mary and all this other garbage that they have out here. I just don't really, I wouldn't advise brothers and sisters to get involved in those things, because sometimes you wind up getting so involved in these other books that you don't even deal with the main book sometimes. A lot of times that comes from, and I'm not saying you're doing that, sometimes that comes from people just trying to outpace everybody else. Like you want to have some other knowledge that somebody else doesn't have. Just stick with what the Most High gave us. That was enough to wake us up. It's enough to teach us who we are, and it's enough, for salvation if we keep what we already have. Let's see. Cam Ibn Yisrael said, young zealous men most times have to learn by experience. We have to be patient with brothers as they bump their heads here and there, and always remember the prodigal son. Brother, listen, I'll be the first to tell you, I done bumped my head so many times. as a young man coming, I came into this truth at 19 years old. Do you brothers and sisters think I never bumped my head? I done bumped my head so many times. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. At 19 years old, what did I really know about life? Nothing. You come into this truth and you become overzealous. You become you learn with experience and making mistakes. But I understand that having come in as a young man, so I understand young men. Maybe that's what it is. I came in as a very young man, so I understand young men, and I understand the trials and tribulations of being in this truth and navigating between being in this truth and everything that's going on in the world. I understand it because I've been there. What else y'all want to talk about? Anybody else have any other topics that y'all want me to talk about before I get out of here? Let me know. All right. Y'all mighty quiet, so I guess that I done talked enough. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Once again, I give all praise, all honor, all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai. Once again, real quick, let me just put this back up on the screen. I'm continuing my unleavened bread at least another 7 days, and probably longer than that. And my captains that were laughing at me because I done put on a little weight because whatever. I'm gonna see y'all in 60 days. We're gonna see what it's like then. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah. You brothers and sisters, if you want to know what that was about, because I see some of you brothers and sisters came in late. If you want to know what it is I just held up, like what is that, right? Okay. That is boom, boom. That is this right here. This is excuse me, let me come back. Forward. What do we have here? Herbal. Is it this? Nope. Yeah, hold on a second, family. Hold on a second. There we go. This is called the Bitterroot Tonic. It's on the Grassroot Botanical website. And if you got here late, I just went through some of the ingredients in here. You have wormwood, golden seal, pau d'arco, elecampane, dandelion root, cloves, uva, uracil, ginger, etc., etc. This is like a parasite cleanse on a low level that you can use to continue to clean your system out and give your system some more of a rest from all that leaven before you put all of that stuff back in. Just because the Feast of Unleavened Bread is over doesn't necessarily mean you have to run back to leavening, brothers and sisters. Try to keep it going for a little while, man, and that might help address maybe some of the health issues that beset all of us. All of us have our issues, all right? So, like I told you, every time I go live, I would share with you some of the stuff that I take and do, and hopefully it will help you. Well, Walner, it depends on what congregation you're a part of. As y'all know, we kept our Passover last Friday at evening. So tonight at even, the Feast of Unleavened Bread technically is over for us, but I'm going to continue another at least 2 weeks, if not 3 weeks, with unleavened bread, because like I told the brothers that got on earlier, my captains were laughing at me because I done gained a little bit of weight. Okay, so that's motivation for me. I ain't mad. I'm ready now. I'm ready. Plus drinking this right here. Listen, I'm gonna see y'all in 60 days. Watch. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, man. With that being said, brothers and sisters, it's always a pleasure. Most High bless y'all. I wish everybody a safe Sabbath And I'll be back next week. And by the way, man, I have been in the lab cooking up this last album, and it's going to be a problem. Mark my words. You heard? Shalom.
I wanna praise you, Yahweh. I wanna thank you, Yahweh. I'm so grateful, Yahweh. I wanna thank you, Yahweh.
For the promises, life is a blessing, and life is a lesson. Life is a setback, and life is progression. Life is uneasy at times, life is comfortable. Life will lift you up, and at times, life will humble you. Life is a gift, you better thank the Lord for it. Every chance you get, someone is less fortunate. Life goes in circles, life throws you curveballs. Life can be deceiving like preachers in the church halls. Life is a promise. If I could be honest, the fact that I'm alive, that time has me astonished. Cause I came from the underground, being tossed around, being lost and found. Now they adore the sound of the priest, far from a nuance. Verses are proverbs, written are the new songs. Another song for the blocks and the avenues. Everything is plain, I don't speak to them in parables.
Praise you, Yahweh. I wanna thank you, Yahweh. I'm so grateful, Yahweh. I wanna thank you, Yahweh.
For the power I see the world through different eyes. Every Sunday got the preacher telling different lies. Hearing things that I really couldn't visualize. Should've listened, Big said you'd be hypnotized. I was a victim too, I say respectfully. They all up in the soup, don't know the recipe. Talking about I'm not who I was bred to be. Count me out, man, who made you the referee? Trying to get stripes, trying to cloud chase. At 19, I made an about face. Thanks to Christ, it's also about grace. And they lied when they said it ain't about race. But that's another song, I ain't the first to tell ya. Woke up on a deeper and a surface level. Learned the laws and the laws changed my attitude. And this song is to show you how a gratitude. I'm so grateful.
I wanna praise you, Yahweh. I wanna thank you,
Yahweh.
I'm so grateful,
We're so grateful.